Married people of Reddit, what is one thing your partner could do that would instantly make you happier in your marriage? Make any single effort to learn to cook. The most complicated thing my wife does cooking-wise is boil noodles. I have to cook everything every day. I am also the primary income earner in the house, so this happens after working 8 hours a day. We have a dead bedroom, so yes X. I'm F24 and he's 26. Been like this since the beginning of our marriage and it's been 4 years. I've broken down many times and told him about it and said he'll change, but he hasn't. It makes me feel ugly and worthless, and maybe I'm the problem. Clean and dry my expensive chef knives when she is done with them. I've talked to her many times about it, but I guess it's not high priority for her. Get a job. These posts just want me to remain single. I really hope y'all are telling your partners what your needs are. I got some solid papers from my therapist to help with this subject if anyone's interested. Not almost every time asking for sex, when I'm really tired. I feel often bad for rejecting those wishes, but I don't want my spouse to fuck a C-star. It's just often bad timing, and I feel a lot of times so unfair for being too tired. My spouse is the most erotic person on earth for me, but fuck, I'm so fucking tired. Sad face. She could stop disappearing when I take my schizophrenia medication. Make me feel desirable. I do all the chasing/instigating, but I'd love to be offered a quickie with a wink and smile, a hand on the junk, or the offer of a blowjob, even if it was just every month. Stop acting like he's some kind of psych expert. 6 years ago he started seeing a therapist to help with his anxiety, and he now sees psych problems in everything. And I mean everything. I have pretty bad asthma, and when I have an attack and use my rescue meds I get the shakes and get a little slow. This is a common side effect of the medication and it goes away after a few hours. He thinks me shaking is a classic panic attack and tries to calm me down. I've explained it many times, I've shown him stuff on the internet, but it's still a panic attack to him and he won't leave me alone after I use my rescue meds. Do the dishes for once. As well as laundry. We have 2 kids under 3, and I am exhausted most of the time. Just do the damn dishes for me please. We right now have a young child. He is almost 2 and has been teething and just a little grumpy. From the moment I wake up to the moment my son goes to bed I'm watching him. And if I get distracted like I just did here I have some heinous mess to clean up. I would love a break. Him going on a walk with our son or something. Where instead of cleaning I can take a moment to myself. No longer married, separated, but speaking on phone every day in this lockdown scenario, admit when she makes a mistake. Even if it is only to herself. I don't need to hear an apology or anything. Just, whatever it takes not to wade through the same shit for the umpteenth time in over 10 years. Look after himself. He has been type 2 diabetic for years now as a result of poor diet and weight gain. He doesn't take his meds properly, doesn't attend schedules appointments properly, ignores dietitian advice when it comes to what he should and shouldn't eat. It stresses me out that he's basically slowly killing himself. And #X200B, I also makes me doubt whether he will be able to be a responsible parent. He can't even look after himself properly, how could ever trust him with a kid? Other things less serious but that I think still come under the look after himself umbrella are things like buying himself news things when he needs them, such as shoes, clothes, etc. Washing his hair with proper shampoo and rinsing with clean water rather than just dunking his head in bath water. Blub. I just wish he would look after himself and have some love for himself. It's not really fair for me to answer this question by putting anything on her because she works super hard and she's under a lot of stress. I wish I could make her happier. There's a lot that we do together and we make a good team at tackling things and taking care of what needs to be taken care of. But then there will be times where I go in to hug her or kiss her and she freezes up or jumps back or turns away. There will be times where I talk to her and she just shuts down. I'll give her things and I can see her die inside. I have worked very hard since fighting out the other end of my own very long battle with depression, and one of my biggest failures in our relationship was that I was too much of the good partner, checking boxes and completing tasks, and not enough of her partner where we could just sit and laugh and be in tune with each other. We're getting back towards that, and that's good. But I don't make her happy like I wish I could. Find a job they enjoy. Be a self-starter. I really wish he could see what needs to be done around the house and just do it without me asking/suggesting/reminding/etc. The only two things he does without prompting are cook dinner and do his own laundry. For everything else, I have to ask, would you please cut the grass? Can you replace the bulb in the stairway? Etc. If I can see things that need done, I don't know why he can't enact on them without being asked. Communicate. For some reason he just can't do it. Sometimes I feel like if I'd imagine him as a whole mansion, the rooms I'd know would only be the hallway and living room maybe. I feel there's so much he's not letting me in on. Not fears, not hopes, not dreams or just random thoughts or ideas, nothing ever gets shared by him unless I really dig into it. Either make the decision to work out/get fit or just get comfortable with the fact that age/lifestyle caught up and it's okay to not have the flat tummy of your 20s. I realize get comfortable is a tall order and easier said than done, but stressing about it just frustrates both of us. I wish he would help me carry the dishwasher upstairs from the garage. It's too heavy for me to carry by myself and I'm tired of washing dishes by hand. Holding hands. Doesn't matter if it's at home or when we're walking around, it's a constant reminder. If the sink is full of dirty dishes, don't just keep putting dishes in the sink until you can even use the faucet to wash your hands or get a glass of water. Place the dishes on the counter next to the sink. Yes, dishes are my responsibility, but there are 4 of us stuck at home 24/7 now and the dirty dishes pile up much quicker than before. And, I am one of the lucky people that can work from home, so I won't be able to get to the dishes until after my workday is done. I know you hate the look of dirty dishes on the counter, but we still need to be able to use the sink until I get off work. Get the CPAP machine so we can actually share a bedroom and wake up snuggling every morning. Would definitely buff out my resentment of his ridiculous amount of overtime work and general lack of availability. Realize that she is not the bad person her parents spent her entire life convincing her she is. She donates time, money, and energy to helping others, often at the cost of not caring for herself. Terrified of dogs no matter how small or large, yet when her elderly neighbor was being attacked by a pit bull, she grabbed a bat and pinged it in the back of the head with a solid thwack and continued to beat it and chased it away, then called 911 and wrapped up the neighbor's wounds while waiting for the troops to arrive. Her parents swear she is a terrible person because she left the LDS, Mormon, church. Now her entire family will not have contact with her. Participate more in taking care of the dog. Honestly, a surprise bouquet of flowers, or even a candy bar at the checkout, just because he was thinking of me. Take initiative. I love my boyfriend, and I know he'd do anything for me. Provided I asked him to do it. This is doubly true for housework. It's not really malicious on his part. It just doesn't seem to occur to him to act. He's used to other people managing things. But sometimes I wish I didn't have to prompt him so often. I love my wife to death, but she is a serial stress bottler. I just wish she'd open, and stay open, about when something is bothering her instead of waiting until she can't hold it anymore, and then breaking down. Come home. I'm proud of everything she's doing to make a difference in all this mess. But damn do I miss having her home. Be less worried about things. I think part of it is she's just bored tbh, she's a very shy person so doesn't have any friends where we live as she's from a different country. She also has absolutely no hobbies despite being the kind of person who needs one. When she went to art uni she was more happy as she got to practice her main passion but now she never does anything artistic. She's become a bit of a hypochondriac over the years and worries about the most mundane things constantly. It's not straining out our relationship or anything like that but it's still frustrating at times. Agree to getting a cat lol. Bottom for once. Stop trying to constantly include me in every little thing. Like seriously I need some space sometimes. Win the lottery. Pick up after himself. There's always a trail of detritus wherever he goes. Throw all the credit cards in the fireplace. Stop with the stubbornness. We have fun, we love each other, we're doing all right with money, we have sex somewhat often. Obviously I'd like to have sex more, but I get it, she works just as much as I do, we're both tired. Really our only problem is that she won't see any other point of view but her own, and she's a picky eater, both of which are traits our children have picked up on. It makes decision-making very difficult in our household. Wish she took time for herself and got a solid 8 hours sleep more often. The most hurt I've been in our 20 years together is when she lied to me about having to go out to do, I don't remember what, and came home with a manicure. Why she felt she had to lie to take time for a manicure is beyond me. I'm the stepmom to a now 18-year-old who was 11 when I met her. Her dad works remotely 2 weeks on/2 weeks off and her mother has not been in her life for over 6 years. She lives with me 100% of the time, and her dad 50% since he's gone half the year for work. I have been responsible for everything that is involved with raising a daughter, from maintaining grades, she's full honors/AP, to sports and extracurricular activities, to being a good human, a good friend, a good daughter/cousin/granddaughter, etc. When her mom texts, it is always about her. She never asks how my stepdaughter is doing. She has not tried to maintain a relationship even though for years, I tried to encourage it. I stopped after speaking to a counselor about how to handle it. My husband and I decided that I would stop work when my stepdaughter was in 7th grade due to having to pick her up and not wanting her home alone or not being able to participate in activities that required a parent, private school BS. Now that I can go back to work, my husband seems to have forgotten why I quit working in the first place. It would be nice to have him acknowledge that I changed my life 180, from single with no kids, to practically a single parent almost overnight. It would be nice to know that he appreciates that she has received full scholarships to college, has started college early, has participated in student government, all things that I encouraged her to do because I did it and it helped me in college. She will be the first in her family to go to college. It would be nice to have my husband acknowledge that I helped get her there instead of defending the mother for just not knowing how to raise her daughter. And they were divorced for 9 years when I met him, so there were no residual feelings on either side. I also made numerous efforts to include her bio mom in our lives, but she didn't make the effort. So TLDR acknowledged that I helped raise his daughter in the absence of her mother and him, but him due to work.